How are you level 140? Natalie.
Okay, so back to Albuquerque.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta get the new item.
What is it? The Guardian Shield?
Yeah, the Guardian Shield, because it's actually fucking sick. You look so badass. You don't even know where he lives? You're a terrible girlfriend. Oh, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. I got it.
Got what? What the fuck? Oh, I was waiting to open up that chest so I could open it under slap juice.
Oh my god. Well, fuck you. So, like you hold it out and it has, like, a charge. But then it, like, recharges over time.
Oh.
Oh, you can't. Damn it. You can't ride it. You can't, like, hold it while riding animals. Oh. 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 Breaking. This is some crazy shit. Do not smoke gas station weed. Oh.
I love that.
Oh.
That's fucking.
I love Ghetto Smosh. Isn't Ghetto Smosh, like,
run by white guys? Yeah.
oh. Probably. Oh! What the hell?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Well, now we're out of bikes, Natalie.
Say please.
Can I please have the...
Okay, yeah, you don't have to.
This is the only guide you will ever need in Fortnite Chapter 4. Forget all that preschool bullshit. You finally graduated to first grade, you fucking baby. And with that brings the roughest and toughest tips around to ensure you win every Fortnite game you play. Chapter 4 has brought some of the best features in the world, so it's important to learn them by someone who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. So, in this video, we'll be going over every single thing that has ever existed in Fortnite ever to make you the best player in the world. But before we hop into the video, consider liking and subscribing, since it would really help the channel out. I post new Fortnite content every second of every single day, and to make sure that you never miss an upload, make sure to hit the bell. But without further ado, let's get into it. Another great tip is to watch and review some pro players' gameplay in order to study what they do. Except, nowadays, a lot of the pros suck booty hole butt cheeks. The only real pro I'd recommend is myself, since I have all the swag and style that they simply could never achieve. I'll put a link on screen right about now of all my videos so that you can truly grasp what it means to be a pro player. Finally, we need to talk about your mindset. Your mindset is one of, if not the most important things you need to figure out and improve if you want to find success. Your mindset is the thing that determines all your actions and attitudes towards everything in life. If you ever die in Fortnite, even once, it is always because of two things. Either the game is bad and the reason you died is because of a design flaw, or the person who killed you was either hacking, stream sniping, or using ancient voodoo magic to win the fight before it even began. You should never ever blame yourself for any of the losses you may face, because it's never your fault, it's always someone else's. Scopophobia is a type of anxiety disorder characterized by an excessive or irrational fear of being observed or watched by others, or the fear of being constantly followed. It can lead to feelings of self-consciousness, embarrassment, and vulnerability. And all of this can be connected back to Fortnite. It is possible for someone playing Fortnite to develop scopophobia, as the game is heavily focused on player versus player combat, and players are continuously being watched by their opponents, and also by their own teammates. This constant surveillance can trigger feelings of being watched and judged, which can cause scopophobia. Whenever you have another player spectating you during a match, a small eyeball will appear in the bottom left corner. But this is not just an unmoving symbol meant to recognize another player. No. Occasionally, the eyeball will blink, signifying that it is alive and watching you until it fades away. This eye communicates to the player that they are being watched and judged, and there is nothing that they can do to get rid of the eye. The only way the eye will disappear is if it goes away on its own accord, or the player dies. But the fear of being watched is not the only thing that contributes to the unavoidable feeling of terror that Fortnite gives players. To truly know what contributes to this feeling that playing Fortnite can create, we need to look deeper. Fortnite's chill and relaxing atmosphere can quickly turn into one of panic in less than a second. The game is a fast-paced, competitive multiplayer experience where players must constantly be aware of their surroundings and make quick decisions in order to survive. The power that other players who may be more skilled have over you can instill an almost crippling fear. quickly building massive structures that tower over you, suffocating you in their shadow. The loud thumps of enemy footsteps in the rooms above you, making you feel as if you are not the one in control. And if you lose control of a fight, it's already over. The fights during the middle to end game can be nothing but pure panic, especially in competitive. Fights will be going on all around you and you'll be usually cramped in a tiny wooden box with only your teammates, but all the while your team is making callouts on what is happening and what they should do next. The pressure to perform well and avoid elimination can be intense, and losing a match can be disappointing and frustrating. And the crescendo at the end of a Fortnite match when it's just you and one other player left, finally culminating into either a win or a loss, can be soul-crushing after all that hard work is shot down after just one wrong move. While stress may be a very important aspect of the terror of Fortnite, it is nothing compared to our final topic, the implications of the game loop. The implications of the whole gameplay loop of Fortnite is one of the darkest I have ever seen. Fortnite is one massive time loop, where anyone unfortunate enough to be trapped in the loop loses their memories and ability to speak, as well as developing an urge to kill anyone else they may find. If they die, they do it all over again. If they survive, they do it all over again. The loop is nearly impossible to escape. Very few people have been able to do it. Even if you were to escape, you'd still be trapped on the island. An endless time loop on a small island inside of a tiny bubble in the dead center of the Omniverse. The gameplay loop of Fortnite is truly a dark story, and there you are, trapped in the middle of it, forever. Having 99 other players constantly against you, who want nothing more than to kill anyone else they see. Friendly faces are few and far between, truly showing how alone you really are. God, there's people over there. Move, yo, fat ass! Move! I can't move! I'm stuck! How high can you go with this bird? Pretty fucking high, holy shit.
How high can you?
I'm pretty high right now. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay, what's going on here?
Nothing much, dude.
Oh, shit!
Holy fuck! Holy shit!
Alright, wait, give it a second. I'm about to bird this bitch.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! No! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Holy fuck!
Oh, I knocked that guy. What's left?
This in the video. Put this in the video. Subscribe to Bo, or I'll kill you.
Nah.
Okay.
That's how the video
Put
ends.
on the video, Bo. You gotta put on the
I
video.
guess so. I guess I have to now.
Yeah, you have to put it.
Discovered this rare breed of creature. I think they're called girls. Really weird. I've never heard of them before. But after uncovering the mystery of women, something even weirder started to happen. I started to see them everywhere. At school, online, in my house, under my bed, in my bed. What the fuck? After many hours of research, I have concluded that the #1 way to attract women is to constantly ask them questions and interview them. Constantly asking them questions will show that you are intelligent and interested in them as a person. Questions like, where do you live and how old are you, can be great ways to open a conversation. Where do you keep your house keys and is your back door open could also be very effective. This strategy has been proven to release dopamine in the female's brain through your effort to become her boyfriend. But make sure to dominate the conversation when asking these questions. Yell louder and constantly talk over her. If she's talking and you have something to say, just say it. Chances are what you have to say is likely more important and more relevant towards your goal of wooing your woman of choice. But you may be wondering, how do you find a girl in the first place? And I think I have the answer. Simply go to any roleplay game on Fortnite and scream really loudly asking if there are any girls in chat. They will obviously respond because they have no reason not to. And then bada boom bada bang, you have a Fortnite girlfriend. But don't just take my word for it. I interviewed total strangers I met in squads games, and here's what they had to say.
You got 1,500 wins? Oh my god, that shit got me horny.
Is that what you say? Is that what you say to girls? Just like say that you're horny?
What?
Yep, and all you gotta be is submissive.
Okay, okay.
You need to get yourself a fat potato chip eating fucking glutton.
Huh?
He's huh?
Huh?
Fortnite girlfriend? Well, I'm not a fan, so I wouldn't know.
All you have to do, right, is say you have your own place, but you like living in the basement and having your parents upstairs so they could feel like they're, you know, comfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then she'll come over and blow you.
Buddy,
Yeah.
you can't.
I can't. Or I can.
No.
Why?
Bo, what do you think? Or Al, what do you think?
It's not on Fortnite that you're gonna get bitches.
No, not gonna get bitches on Fortnite, bud.
I tried all of these tips that these kind players lent me, and long story short, I failed. Not a single woman wanted to be my Fortnite girlfriend, and I was crushed. So in an effort to heal these freshly opened wounds, I called up my actual girlfriend and asked her if she wanted to play a couple games with me. Do you see who's in the item shop?
No, dear.
It's kind of hard to find.
I'm a little scared.
I was wondering, are you willing to put her on?
Oh my god, no.
Why?
Because I don't have the skin. I don't want to.
Why?
Because it's weird.
What's weird?
I'm not wearing wrestler skin.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh my god. I see it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. You are ridiculous. Why did I... Oh! What?
Can you put her on?
Yes, I will.
Good.
Jesus. Her ass does look really good in jeans, though. Jesus. Okay.
Wait, look at this.
Anyways.
No, look at this.
Oh my god!
Wait, look at her face. Look at her face.
Dear lord!
Yeah, she looks so uncomfortable.
Damn. Okay.
I said her face, not her ass.
What's the Falcon Scout?
Oh, it's like the bird. It like lets you scout things out.
Oh, can I use it? Or does
Yeah,
it like have a durability?
No, yeah. Like just use it. I'm gonna make this not our.
Boy.
Oh my god.
Birds fly. This is wonderful. Okay.
Oh, he's right here.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Oh no! Ah, I wanted to get him low. God damn it.
It's okay.
Ah. Oh well.
Thank
Did it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got a cool crown.
And I got a cool crown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a cool skin with a nice ass. Anyway. Oh, shit. I accidentally hit return to lobby.
Oh,
Fuck.
no, it's fine. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to support me, you can use code BO in the Fortnite item shop. And, of course, like this video and subscribe. And tune in next time where we answer the question, do women really play Fortnite?
I think you're in danger.
What?
I think you're in danger.
I'm in danger?
Yeah.
Why?
My dad said, "Who are you talking to?" And I said, Bowie. And he says, "Is this boy right here?" And he points to the to the punching bag, and then
What the hell?
goes and says it.
What the shit? What? Oh my god!
And he hits it as hard as he can.
What the fuck?
Why are you all of a sudden singing The Offspring?
I listened to it a few times.
Uh-huh.
Oh, with the log! No way! Oh my god!
Hooray!
You play the game,
Well, I don't want to be in the fucking video.
What?
Oh, that's a person.
I don't want to be in a boat video.
Jesus,
It takes
Christ.
no effort. What do you mean you don't want to be in it? Shut the
Bleep
fuck
out
up.
anything I say.
No.
Why do you care?
I don't, I'm joking.
Help me.
Oh, and real. Oh my god!
Okay, I'm out.
Run, Forrest, run!
I'm out. I'm actually out of here.
Oh, holy shit! Oh,
I'm
that's kind of
Botana.
swag.
I'm Botana. That is
That's
swag.
kind of.
They're coming for me though.
That's
Kind of
five
no,
They're coming.
that was kind of freaking cack, dude.
That was kind
So
of freaky.
fun. So fucking true.
It must be like 20 times.
Is this like the new hammer?
Yes.
Probably.
Literally.
Wait, it's a melee.
Natalie, you just nailed it.
Hey, you nailed it.
You
I
just
just
put
nailed.
you put the hammer to the freaking nail, dude. See, there's a little bit of wordplay there.
Hit the really hit the.
kill you, Caleb. I'm not even joking.
The
Dude, I'm
fuck,
listening
I
to
remember
Devil
Dirt
May
Bikes.
Cry right now. I could
Oh, you
hear
can drift. That's fucking sick.
Bo, the Drift King. You should title that as your video.
not,
The Drift
do
King.
not.
Ow!
Okay.
What the hell was that? What is with this bamboo? I don't like bamboo.
Why is there bamboo in a pine forest? I don't
That is so
Evil.
fucking true.
It's the transition to Japan.
The transition?
What do you mean?
No.
Oh, fucking liberals got to the trees.
Dude, this game sucks.
Why'd
I'm
we
not
go
watching
here?
TikToks. I'm not gonna lie.
What happened? Bo, are you okay?
Laughs that you use TikTok. Guys,
Bo, are you okay? What happened, dude?
I'm gonna watch some
I can hear
TikTok.
guys, I can hear them.
Okay.
What do you laugh at, bro?
Oh, did you see the dude fall
Oh,
down?
it's so funny.
Oh my fucking.
Hold up. I'm sorry.
I didn't even get no point of fucking living.
I
Wait.
don't wanna live no more.
Oh!
You fucking dumbass. Dude.
I
I
am
hate you.
so fucking retarded. What the fuck?
I fucking hate you, bro. You love me to die and you fucking fuck. Oh, I fucking hate you, bro.
I think Chris Redfield could kill Leon. In like
Sad.
1 hit. Why is Leon Kennedy doing the? No. He shouldn't be throwing it back like that.
Leon cannot throw it back like that, dude.
And Boas kept on asking for Fortnite ass, and I was like disgusted.
What Fortnite ass? No.
Does she know about this, Bo?
Probably.
Does she know? Tell me, does she know?
Does she know? She knows that I want Fortnite ass on my dick. I proposed like a idea. She did not take too kindly to it.
Shut the
You said that in real life?
Did you actually?
Did you propose?
Hey Google, bomb this guy. None of those are gonna fucking hit because I'm good at it.
I'm gonna watch some TikToks.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna watch TikTok.
What the fuck is wrong with these guys?
I love TikTok.
Oh, you're lashing on like genuine anger. I don't know how you're gonna handle like a real disagreement between your wife one day. You're gonna like beat the shit out of her.
And what if I do, huh? Oh fuck.
You're gonna turn into that one gif where it's, I hate you, I fucking hate you.
Fuck! Hey, we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay as well as our first impressions of the newest games releasing. I'm your host Bo, and today we're going to be talking about Fortnite Battle Royale. The main aspect of Fortnite that separated from all the other Battle Royale games at the time was its building mechanics. By pressing your build toggle button, you can open a UI menu to select which piece you want to build. And while building is a fun and interesting mechanic, it can be very hard to master. And if you want to get really good, you would have to spend hours upon hours practicing and practicing, which for some people can be quite intimidating due to Fortnite's high price. The gunplay can be fun most of the time, but there is one big glaring issue. Whenever another enemy's bullets collides with your character, you will lose health. This can be very frustrating when you are trying to enjoy the game, especially for its high price tag. But Fortnite makes up for this terrible feature with limited time events. Crossovers are common and happen frequently. The crossovers will often please a large amount of people who are involved with a certain fandom. For the anime fans, they add skins and weapons from the respective anime, like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, or Goku from Dragon Ball Z, or even Goku from Fortnite is not afraid to also cross over with actors from the real world, like when they added Dwayne The Rock Johnson as an outfit that you can wear in-game. Fortnite started as a PvE zombie game, and while trend surfing found major success in Battle Royale, with interesting mechanics with building, fun gameplay, interesting events. But is it really worth Epic Games' high asking price? In my opinion, no. The high price Epic Games request to play Fortnite Battle Royale is far too high to warrant a purchase. You would be much better off purchasing other games with your money, like Among Us, or Team Fortress 2, or Goku from What the fuck? Am I what the sh... This is laggy as hell. Oh my god. This is such a surreal feeling. Why are my binds like this? This is gay. There's a guy landing with me. Oh my god, dude. No. No, stop. I don't want to land with that guy because I don't want to get my shit kicked in and die immediately. Dude, where did I go? I don't know where to go. Oh my god, no, dude. No, 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 no! Fuck! Shit! Oh, it's over! Oh, you have to... Oh, it's so... This is awesome, but it's so gay. Damn, this is loud as hell. I'm gonna get some guns and then I'm gonna turn my audio down. We're gonna get a win. We need to win. We need to get a crazy Fortnite win. I'm hoping that these players aren't too good though, because if they are, I'm gonna cry. Like real tears. Because it took a long time to even get in a game. Oh shit, there's a guy right there. Oh shit. Dude, we are not having a build fight right now. No! Oh, you got on. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, okay. Alright, I gotta use my scroll wheel. Dude, what a little shit. Dude, look at the fucking... Dude, I'm trying to admire. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Okay, my aim is dog. I'm gonna cry right now. Why is this? Why is it won't place? It won't place. Oh my fuck! No! What the fuck? Damn it, dude! Dude, minigun. Oh shit! That guy got. It is going to take a long time to get back to another game. We are back! It's official, we're officially back. I thought it was over. I said it was over, but no. After a little bit of research, we are actually back. I'm gonna kill the shit out of this guy. Oh, Boogie Bomb! I have a genius idea. Oh shit! What the This game's... What the fuck? I'm gonna cry real tears. Real tears, bro. It's gonna be this game will be better. Much better game. And if I die, I'm going to bed cuz it's so late. Oh shit, there it is, dude. This really says something about our society. Oh shit. Damn, that scopes so far. Holy shit. I could see like from a mile away. This guy, bro. What a... I'm getting shot down? Really? Really? Oh my god, dude. Why can't I build? I can't build. I can't build. It's over. It's over. Okay, now I can build. Thank you. Thanks, Fortnite. Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. It won't let me. It literally will not let me. Fuck. Dude, first person I see. Man. This guy. This guy's a fucking sweat, dude. This guy. Good, good. Each you. That was fun. Kind of wish it was a little easier to get into servers, but it was still good. That was good. That was good. A nice trip down memory lane, definitely, definitely. Do you like going outside? Yeah, me neither. But that's exactly what Fortnite tried to emulate when they released Season 6 of Chapter 2, Primal, where they attempted to show Fortnite players what being outside was really like. But players didn't really enjoy this season. It is generally regarded as one of the worst seasons in Fortnite history, even worse than Season X, which is a whole nother can of worms I do not care enough about to get into today. So today, we're just going to be talking about Season 6. So join me as we travel back in time to figure out just what made Fortnite Season 6 of Chapter 2 the worst season ever. But before we can actually get into Season 6 itself, we need to look back at the previous season so we can understand what happened and how we got here. March 15th, 2021. The 0 point is destabilizing and Agent Jones is looking into all information related to the 7 after the IO abandoned the 0 point after it began to destabilize. So Jones takes things into his own hands and attempts to fix the 0 point before it can destroy all existence. Jones makes a mad dash for the 0 point and throws his portal gun into the 0 point, which brings the Foundation to the island, and together they put their differences aside to attempt to fix the 0 point. And that's where we come in. Jones attempts to close the portals that the 0 point is spewing out, but gets turned into a butterfly, meaning we have to do all the heavy lifting. And after a pretty boring light show with little to no gameplay, the Foundation realizes he is unable to stop the 0 point from imploding. You and Jones then rush to attempt to save him, climbing the spire that the Foundation erected in order to contain the blast. Eventually, you both reach the top and Jones is turned back to normal and attempts to help the Foundation. Jones is ordered to shove his portal gun into the 0 point, which will allow it to be fully sealed, at the cost of Jones being trapped in the loop. Jones and the Foundation make a promise to find each other, and Jones overloads the device, which traps him in the loop and contains the 0 point seconds before the singularity. And that takes us to the launch of Season 6, Fortnite version 16.0, and with every new season brought a ton of changes to the game, starting with map changes. The devs basically took a spray can and painted the entire center of the map orange. This new red grass was the Primal biome, which sent any location within it back to a prehistoric age, with buildings made of logs, bones, and cloth. Along with these changes, a new location was added in the direct center of the map, the Spire. The Spire was a large stone tower which contained the 0 point, with a large market village surrounding its base. This location would be a hot drop in almost every game due to its record-shattering amount of chests at a total of 50 possible chest spawn locations, which blows Tilted Tower's record way out of the water at only 35 chests. The Spire also had a boss that spawned every game, the Spire Assassin, who when killed would drop the mythic Primal Shotgun, which is another issue we will discuss later. Around the island were also 6 smaller spires that spread out around the edges of the map, which further spread the reach of the Primal biome. Each spire had its own respective Spire Guardian who would attack on sight. Once defeated, the Guardians would drop this weird-ass rock called a runestone. You would then have to carry the runestone all the way back to the main spire and throw the runestone into these weird-ass holes in the spire. I don't know what they're actually called, and the official Fortnite wiki doesn't even list a name for them, but I always just refer to them as Spire Furnaces. After you throw the runestone into the furnace, it will spit out a brand new mythic item, the Spire Jump Boots. These boots would allow you to redeploy your glider after jumping 3 times. Every time you would jump, you would be sent slightly higher, until eventually, you would jump insanely high and be able to redeploy your glider. These boots could have been a much more viable option if it was easier to obtain them. First, you had to land at a location with very few chests. Then you had to carry the runestone all the way back to the spire, and then having to find a furnace to throw it in. And even after all that, they weren't even that good. They took a slot up in your inventory, for some reason, and would be super clunky in close quarters situations. You'd be jumping around to avoid getting shot, only to jump unusually high, which would affect your aim. I also don't understand why they take up a slot in your inventory. I know it's so that you can take them off, but they're still only on your feet. Why would your boots take up a slot in your inventory? But that's just my personal opinion. Probably the worst and most controversial feature added in this update was the makeshift weapons, and they were hated for 2 reasons. They replaced the majority of chests and floor loot you would find. Everywhere you went, you would most likely get a makeshift weapon. The makeshifts could be crafted into either primal weapons, which required animal parts, or mechanical weapons, which needed car parts. These were likely added in order to easily get the new primal weapons, but this came with a huge issue. The makeshift weapons sucked. They were not viable at all, and their damage was too low for them to ever be good. And if you even wanted to have regular weapons like the pump or the AR, you would first need to farm cars until you got the car parts in order to turn the makeshift weapons into mechanical weapons. This basically added an unnecessary step to obtaining the weapons you'd wanted to use. The only real exception to this issue was the makeshift bow. With the new update, bows and arrows were added, and with certain items could be crafted into bows with unique gimmicks. You could craft bows to shoot fire, stink bombs, or explosives. This feature worked fine, as bows were completely new and had exciting ways to use them. The new primal weapons were also rather disappointing. Of course, you first had to collect animal parts to then craft a makeshift weapon into a primal one. And once you did that, you would realize that the first shot accuracy on all the primal weapons were terrible. In fact, most, if not all of them, had absolutely no first shot accuracy. Their damage was also a little bit lower than all the other weapons in game, but they made up for both of these downsides with a much faster fire rate compared to any other weapon, which would be much better for close range fights. Boars, wolves, chickens, and frogs were also added alongside the primal weapons. They would all drop at least one piece of meat and either animal bones or stink sacks. The animal bones were used to craft the new primal weapons, and the stink sacks were used to craft the primal stink bow. Certain animals like wolves and boars could be tamed by holding down a tame button on them. They would then be able to fight for you. However, sometimes animals would need to be distracted before taming them. You could throw a piece of meat near them and wait for them to eat it, then tame them. Chickens were another one of the new animals added. If you were quick enough, you would be able to pick them up and hold them over your head to gain a slight increase in height when you jumped, as well as fall much slower. Frogs were the final and least useful animal added. They were extremely small and hard to hit due to their fast speed. They also only dropped one piece of meat and a couple stink sacks, which could only be used for one weapon. The Hunter's Cloak was also a new item added that could be crafted with meat and bones. The cloak would allow you to get close to animals easier by masking your scent. Hostile animals will not attack you, and smaller animals will not flee when you come near. The cloak really didn't have that much functionality, as it took a couple seconds to even use, and if you were to damage any animal or player, it would deactivate. However, it did make taming animals much easier. There were also these weird blue chests around the map known as bunker chests. They were only here for one season and functioned the same as the regular rare chest, except their spawn chance was greatly increased. Kinda weird, and I barely even remember this one. But then, there was one gun. One gun that you needed to have. And if you didn't have it, you were as good as gone. The Primal Shotgun. The Primal Shotgun could be crafted from a makeshift shotgun using animal parts, and it was the gun that ruled the meta for days. The mythic one that spawned at the Spire was the best weapon in the game at the time. It could turn someone's head into jelly in seconds. Each shot would fire 2 bullets at a time, with a very high fire rate between shots. For days, the Fortnite community would only talk about this gun. It was actually insane. I have no idea why they would ever decide to add this. And that wraps up update 16.0. Now on to 6. The Primal Shotgun was so good that by version 16.1 it was completely nerfed into the ground. Everything about it, the fire rate, spread, and damage had been severely reduced. And while it had mostly fixed the problem, the Spire Assassin's Mythic version still had some issues. A new piece of wildlife was also introduced, the Raptors, possibly one of the most annoying things in all of Fortnite. These guys would chase you halfway around the world and would never leave you alone. But when you were able to tame them, they wouldn't give a shit about the enemy you were fighting and just did whatever the hell they wanted. Basically, they were just bigger and slightly more powerful wolves, but still pretty dumb. Not much was added in version 16.1, but there was a very quick content update about a week later which brought 16.1.1. It was almost Easter time, so an Easter event had begun with limited challenges and rewards. There were also hop eggs you could find around the map which would give you a low gravity effect similar to hop rocks. The egg launcher was also unvaulted, but that thing gets unvaulted like every year. It also received major nerfs, which made it not quite as viable as it was previously. But the really interesting thing that came in this update was the recycler. If you found one of these things, you could hold right click on just about any object and it would start to vacuum itself into the weapon, which it would then recycle into an explosive ball of garbage that could be fired. It was a cool weapon in theory, but in practice it wasn't very useful. Its explosive radius was incredibly small, requiring an almost direct hit to even damage the enemy, and when it did hit, it only did about 80 damage. Its vacuum attack also wasn't fast enough to be able to take people's builds. It would take multiple seconds to destroy a wooden wall and would be very loud and obvious, which means using a pickaxe would just be more viable. So, 2 new weapons and new wildlife, all of which were not all that useful, and this will be a trend you will notice a lot with the new features added this season. Another large change that was made in this update was the changes to the storm. When you were caught in the storm, it would be almost impossible to see. For some reason, Epic decided to turn the fog way up in the storm, making fights way more annoying to get in whenever you were inside the storm. Several barricades were also set up around some of the urban named locations. Everyone assumed that the residents were preparing for something, teasing that the primal biome may expand, but this would later prove to have no significance whatsoever. Update 16.2 brought the Chonkers off-road tires to the game, the first vehicle mod to ever be released in Fortnite. These big wheels could be thrown onto any car or truck, which would allow it to travel off-road much more easily. Along with the tires came expansions to almost all of the gas stations around the map. Each gas station also came with a large garage where you could farm tire racks to get the off-road tires. Unlike pretty much everything else that had been added this season, the off-road tires were a very useful and fun item to use, and it made travel around the map much more easier and fun. The Primal Shotgun had also received another slight nerf in this update. Not nearly as large as the previous, but still. The Spire Assassin's Mythic Primal Shotgun was also completely removed and replaced with a Mythic Recycler. The Mythic Recycler didn't really fix any of the problems with the regular version, it just had a slight increase in damage. But this change actually caused a lot of players to stop landing at the Spire, since the main draw was the Mythic, and now that it sucked, they started landing elsewhere. The Grappler Bow was the third new item to come with this update, but I'm not really sure even half the players knew it existed. You could only get it from Lara Croft at Stealthy Stronghold, and since it was an exotic, it came with a pretty hefty price tag. However, the bow actually worked pretty well. You could use it as a regular grappler, except it had a much longer range and way faster reload time. If you hit an enemy with it, you could damage them and then fling yourself towards them, making for an easy kill. Version 16.3 brought yet another change to the Spire and its bosses. The Spire Assassin had been totally removed, along with her Recycler. Instead, we have Glyphmaster Raz, who holds Raz's mythic explosive bow. Raz is unique in that he is one of only a handful of bosses that has more than one attack that they can use on you. If you are too close to him for too long, he will reach in his pocket and pull out a shard of a cube, which creates a small area around him that will damage you if you stay near him. However, the area of effect is very small for this attack, and you can easily avoid it with little issue. Whenever he does this attack, he also becomes a big target to get massive amounts of damage in. Defeating Raz was also the final objective in the storyline quest for this season. Since defeating Raz was part of the challenges, over half the lobby would be landing at the Spire every game, making surviving in the Spire almost impossible. The Batman comics were also going on around this time, and this update added a small hut for Batman to reside in located outside of Slurpy Swamp. This won't have any real significance, but it was a cool Easter egg and a nod to the comics. But probably the best thing about this update released a few days after it launched. A new LTM was created called the Impossible Escape, a PvE or a PvP game mode where you had to repair a helicopter in order to escape the island. You'd wake up on the coast of the island, with the map totally undiscovered. You could hold very little materials, and chests didn't spawn as frequently, and there were 4 chopper parts you needed to collect in order to escape. Wildlife spawn rates and damage is greatly increased in this mode in order to balance out the difficulty in modes where every player is your ally. Whenever night would fall, shadows would emerge and attack you, making it very difficult to survive. This game mode was just so much fun, and I really wish they enabled this more often. Everything about it, the intro cutscene, the part collecting, it feels like there's actual stakes for the things you do. It's just cool. A small cloudy island also started to emerge from the ocean floor south of Flush Factory, but it's probably nothing to worry about. It's probably not going to turn into...
I don't know what I'm doing!
A new island decided to just randomly emerge out of the ocean, with ruins of a castle on top of it. Inside these ruins are the female counterpart to Oro, the much more attractive Aurelia. Aurelia guards a golden scar on top of a pedestal. You can either pay a tribute of 750 gold, or just take it, which would anger her. You can't actually buy anything from Aurelia, and there aren't many chests that will spawn here. but the 100% scar spawn is cool, and there's a guaranteed rift there as well. The island is also called Isla Nublada, which is Spanish for the cloudy island. No hablo español muy bien, pero me gusta esta mujer. Se llama Es Rustler. Ella es muy atractiva y bonita. Me encantan sus botas y su sombrero. Pero no si se le gusta yo de vuelta. But anyways, that's about it for this update. Definitely not much, but hopefully version 16.5 will be better. In this update, basically nothing new was added during day 1, but as the days went by, more and more alien propaganda was being set up. Posters welcoming aliens and saying that they were friends were set up all around Sweaty Sands and other locations. All of the corn was harvested and crop circles began appearing at Colossal Crops as well, teasing multiple different symbols and shapes. Recreations of these crop circles were also appeared in certain real-world fields. Players also began getting abducted by invisible spacecrafts. The beams would pull them up and quickly spawn them somewhere else not too far away from where they were first taken, while also gaining 100 shields for their time. How nice. Static-filled TVs also began appearing around the edges of the island. Later, these would be used for challenges to earn some extra lore about the next season. A conspiracy theorist was trying to uncover the mystery of the aliens and broadcasting her show through these TVs and radios, while the IO attempts to remove any information about the possibility of an alien invasion. But that's pretty much everything that happened until Season 7. Season 6 of Chapter 2 may have had many issues, controversies, and overall lack of useful or fun features, but I personally didn't dislike it that much. The community, however, does not share my same opinion. A large number of players say that this season was likely the worst season of Fortnite, even worse than Season X, and while it may be hard to top Season X, and maybe even Season X is the worst season ever, the Primal season is still pretty high up on the worst seasons list. Some cool features were added like the off-road tires and wildlife, which have improved over the years, and some not so useful features like the recycler or raptors, but Season 6 also added bows, which are some of my favorite weapons to use. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Season 6. Also make sure to use code BOW in the item shop whenever you buy anything in the Fortnite item shop. Like and subscribe and stuff and all that. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I will see you when I see you.
Hey, we're gonna fucking we're gonna cook an evil thing. It's evil, and you can tell that it's evil. We don't hide it. It's very obvious, but no one notices. No one fucking cares. You're gonna eat it, and you're probably gonna get mind controlled, or you're gonna have bugs in your ass. It's fucking eat. We're gonna make it. You should eat it, or buy our shit. Fuck.
This is a public safety announcement. Due to unsafe conditions regarding the escape of the entity known as Beebo, all residents of the downtown area are required to stay inside. If you happen to encounter Beebo, here are some things you can do. 1. If Beebo gets a hold of your scent, play terrible music very loudly, which will make him run away. 2. If you have any weapons, do not use them. This will only make Beebo look more scary, because he has more holes or something. And 3. If you ever encounter the Beebo inside your home, strip naked.
What's your emergency? Hello? I think there's someone in my home. I don't know what to do.
Alright, take it slow and calm down. We're calling someone. Help is coming.
Thank you. I can hear them down the hall.
Do you have anything you can use to protect yourself?
I don't have anything. I'm seeing my back in the closet. Please help.
Ow!
Stop that. Stop yelling. Stop yelling!
God damn, Aquarius, you don't let another one die, you gay retard! Holy fuck, you're retarded and ugly!
Welcome back to the news, the only news. Breaking news, we have new news to report. It's new news. The entity, known as Beebo, has escaped captivity at the super-duper secret government lab place. Once a pet hamster for Mrs. Johnson's classroom, which once fed too much grew into a mysterious, unknown monster that haunts this town. In other news, cat litter can be used to blind people when fighting. Interesting. I did not know that. Well, that wraps it up for this broadcast.
In my video discussing Chapter 2 Season 6, I briefly mentioned Season X and how it may have been the worst season in Fortnite. And while I still believe that Season 6 was the worst season, I don't believe it was the most hated. Looking at it from an objective standpoint, nothing about Season 6 was terribly memorable or stuck around for very long. Almost every feature pretty much was entirely forgotten by the next season, which is why I believe it was the worst season. Season X is a different story though. While Season X did have some features that didn't stick around very long, the backlash and outrage from the community was like nothing else ever seen. So join me as we travel back in time to figure out just what made Season X the most hated season in Fortnite.
Give me. Oh, give me, hurry up. Come on, bitch! This motherfucker here! Bitch! Hey, stop that! Help me! Bitch!
August 1st, 2019. The 0 Point decided that it wanted to explode again. And explode it did, sending a reality wave across the entire map, which brought back Dusty Depot and the OG factories, making Dusty Depot the first old location ever to be brought back to the game. The meteor that originally destroyed Dusty was now frozen in time in the sky. You could walk on the meteor with a low gravity effect, and go inside to find a mysterious pod. The giant monster that got killed in the last live event began growing pink flowers around its remains. The 0 Point remained mostly okay, being completely paused in time, mid-explosion. Overall, the game felt relatively the same compared to the previous season, except for one tiny exception: the Brutes. The Brutes were the newest vehicle added in this update, and oh boy, did they have some issues. They were the first two-person vehicle that fell from the sky at the start of every match. One person would control the legs and movement, and the other would control the arms and guns. The Brutes were equipped with a rocket launcher, shotgun, and powerful legs that could be used to stomp other players. The missile launcher could be charged to shoot a huge barrage of missiles, each doing 50 damage on contact. The gunner could also use their shotgun while charging up the missile attack for extra damage. The Brute Stop Attack could also be used to level houses in an instant, which would allow the driver on the bottom to collect the max amount of materials nearly instantly. The only real weakness the Brute had was that both operators were exposed at all times. The bottom driver could easily be shot in the right situation, as they never had any sort of shield to protect themselves. The top gunner, however, was equipped with a shield that had 200 health. When the shield was destroyed, it would need time to recharge, leaving the gunner exposed, which made it possible to hit headshots on the gunner. The Brute also had a total of 1000 health, which made it almost impossible to destroy when it catches sight of you. The Brutes very quickly became a hot topic within the community, especially with the pro players. The Brutes were obviously very unfair for anyone who didn't have one. Very quickly, the pros and casual players were all expressing their dislike for the Brutes. The Remove the Mech hashtag was started on Twitter and was trending for days. Eventually, Epic responded, saying that they weren't going to remove the Brutes from the game. After even more backlash, they responded again. They announced that they would be adding a targeting laser to the missile launcher so that you would know where the Brute is aiming at. Obviously, this didn't solve the issue whatsoever, and some eagle-eyed players even noticed that the Brute already had a targeting laser in its loading screen and teaser image. This obviously began more drama and only added more fuel to the fire. Epic seemed pretty adamant about keeping the mechs in the game. A few days after the start of the season, a content update was released which added the automatic sniper as well as the Brute laser. The automatic sniper was completely useless. Its zoom was not nearly far enough and the bullets did very little damage on impact. But the biggest addition in this update was the release of Tilted Town, a western theme replacement to Neo Tilted with one slight difference. Whenever you'd enter the bubble surrounding Tilted Town, you were unable to build or break anything. This was basically a rough draft of what would eventually become Zero Build, but without any of the sprinting or sliding. You would also get a cool cowboy duster on your skin whenever you entered. Tilted Town was a very unique location, but its gimmick was also its biggest downside. Since you couldn't break anything or tactical sprint like we have now, it was very easy to be trapped in a building or gunned down in the open. The no building rule also became an issue when the final storm circle would be inside Tilted Town. Overall, not a very great start to the season. The casual players were mad, the pros were mad, and Epic didn't seem to care, and things won't get any better with the next update. Update 10.1 brought Retail Row back to the game, but with a twist. Whenever you would enter the location, zombies would begin to spawn and chase you non-stop. Again, another unique gimmick, but one that quickly became annoying when you were forced to be in the Rift Zone, like during the final circle. That was basically the only addition in this update, until the next content update. Apparently a rift beacon had exploded, which left this very flat crater in the ground. Glitched consumables could be found inside the crater that would cycle through every consumable in the game before being picked up. Epic also presented their latest counter for the Brood, the Junk Rift. If you found one of these, you could throw them on someone which would spawn a rift above them and have large piles of junk fall into them, and if they hit, it would kill the player instantly. The Junk Rift was added as another counter for the Brood, but it only brought its own set of problems. The item required almost no skill to be able to get an easy kill in any situation. It was nothing but a brainless item that helped bad players win more fights. Overall, a pretty lackluster update with features that only seem to anger the player base even more. But trust me, it gets way worse from here.
Man, fuck this shit, I'm jerking off.
A small area of the desert was changed to Pandora from the Borderlands series, which added a cool cel-shaded effect to your screen, which gave everything a subtle black outline. Whenever you were inside Pandora, you would constantly regenerate shield, which was a pretty cool feature, but made fights take much longer to end since everyone was regenerating shields the entire time. Shield bubbles were also added as another counter for the brutes, as the force field it generated could not be broken by any sort of damage, but would only work for a limited amount of time. Not much was added on the first day of the update, but another content update a couple days later brought the floating island from Season 6 as well as the Zapper Trap, a throwable trap that could be placed on any wall. The trap would need time to charge up before dealing 50 damage to anyone in its range. It wasn't very useful. Due to its low damage and charge time, both contributed to its uselessness. The floating island appeared near fatal fields and kind of just stood there doing nothing. It would eventually start to move all around the island for the rest of the season for no reason at all. But the main controversy that sparked from this update was the change to turbo building. Epic wanted to level the playing field when it came to build fights, and they thought they could make the game more fair by increasing the time it would take to place a build while turbo building. Epic had increased the time between placements from 0.05 seconds to 0.15 in order to allow players who had higher ping to take walls easier when in a build fight, and safe to say, almost everyone unanimously hated this change. The time between builds felt so clunky and obvious. It was also impossible to do 90s since the time between placement was so long you were surely going to fumble after 2 or 3 stories. This change also essentially buffed the mechs again. Since there was a longer wait time between placing builds, it became much easier to destroy someone's building and kill them instantly with a huge barrage of missiles. This change had made a massive split in the community on whether or not this update was a good idea, but thankfully, a couple days later, Fortnite owned up and reverted this change, which set the turbo building speed back to what it was before.
Go and see if it's got a chug chug. Nothing!
Version 10.3 brought the return of 2 beloved POIs, Greasy Grove and Moisty Mire, kind of. The new update brought a mix of Paradise Palms and Moisty Mire, but with a twist, because of course there would be one. If you were to crouch at any time while in the Rift Zone, you would turn into a random prop. You could also lock yourself in place as a prop so that you wouldn't move around when turning your character. Again, another cool idea on paper, but in practice, the gimmick became such a burden in most fights. Whenever you would crouch, you would be turned into a toilet or something and be unable to use your guns. The location also brought back the prison from Season 4, which made many people happy, but other than that, the location stayed relatively the same. It just had swamp trees now. Pandora from the Borderlands vanished and returned that section of the desert back to normal, which is a shame because Pandora was 10 times better than Moisty Palms. The other new location to be added with this update was Greasy Grove. It was finally back after months of being frozen in ice. But of course, like always, there was a twist. The Durburger head that was on the main restaurant was replaced by a taco, and tacos even begin to rain from the sky. But, every so often, whenever the Fortnite gods felt like it, everyone was forced to dance with tacos in their hands as annoying music played. You couldn't build or shoot while you had the tacos and could only move. Really the only good thing about this was that your opponent couldn't shoot either, and when you were forced to dance, your health would refill almost instantly. But again, if you were in a fight, your opponent's health would also refill. Around 10 days later, in another fucking content update, a rift beacon was placed in Tilted Town and changed it to Gotham City. And of course, Jesus Christ, there was another gimmick. This time, whenever you jumped from a high enough point, you could redeploy your glider as many times as you wanted. Along with Gotham, 2 new Batman-themed items were added to the loot pool. The Batarang and the Batman grapple gun. What? Whenever you aim down sights, you could activate a sort of aimbot where when you threw it, it would track your target and hit 100% of the time. To balance this out, they made it only do 50 damage, but it was still pretty strong. The grappler worked like a regular grappler with the addition that you could redeploy your glider when you shot it, in and out of Gotham. Oh, also there was a rocket being built at Dusty Depot, but that's not really important.
I'll kill your ass. That's what I would do. You better be lucky. You better be lucky waiting until your ass goes to sleep and then pour some water on your fucking head. Fucking stab your ass in the fucking throat.
The final rift zone to be added was Starry Suburbs, a rebuilt version of old ruins from the very start of Fortnite. This location's gimmick was actually fairly simple and nice, instead of some annoying ass effect whenever you went into the zone. Instead of that, stars would simply rain from the sky every so often, and they would lay on the ground which you could then open like a chest to get top tier loot. A nice, simple gimmick for once. And something very special could be found inside these stars. On rare occasions, the legendary tactical machine gun, which could only be found inside these stars. At one point in time, this gun was the most powerful gun in the game, and it never had a legendary variant until now. But probably the most important thing to happen in this update was the change to the brutes. At Dusty Depot, there were monitors in one of the buildings that showed schematics of a brute and what seemed to be a virus inside of them. Now, whenever a brute fell from the sky, it would instantly explode, and it was totally impossible to ever obtain one. Seems like Epic finally folded and decided to remove the brutes, although I don't understand why they had to make them explode. The rocket that was being built at Dusty was finally complete. Along with that, primitive audio logs could be found all around the island. Once collected, they would play a small fragment of a larger message. Once all of the tapes were collected, you could go to Dusty Depot to listen to the completed message from the scientist. He discusses and concludes that the 0 point can only be contained from inside the loop, which is why the tapes were recorded on cassette tapes, as that was the only technology he could find while inside the loop. He left these recordings for himself to help him remember what to do once inside the loop, because whenever you enter the loop, you lose all your memories. He ends the tapes by telling his future self to activate the rocket at the exact moment that the timer above it completes. When the timer had completed, the rocket had been launched and went through a rift. After some fucking around, the 7 rockets fly around the meteor still stuck in time, and do some crazy shit before straight up stealing it. They then send the meteor above the 0 point and let it strike the 0 point, which makes it fucking explode. And with the 0 point fucking explodifying, it begins to collapse in on itself, creating a black hole that engulfs the entire island. And then, nothing. Just kidding! You get to stare at this circle for 2 days. Yeah, for 2 days, this was all you could look at, just a black hole for 2 days. This was likely a publicity stunt to get people talking about Fortnite before the next update. And believe me, it worked. Fortnite searches on Google Trends skyrocketed, and even the news was talking about it. It had a lot of people thinking that Fortnite shut down for good. Obviously, this was a publicity stunt to get people talking about the game. And 2 days later, Fortnite Chapter 2 launched. The black hole randomly shut and a new era began. And that's a summary of just about everything that happened in Season X of Fortnite. While I do still believe Season 6 Chapter 2 was the objectively worst season, This season was still pretty bad, which is why I'm labeling it as the most hated season instead, as it definitely sparked the most controversy and had a lot of people talking. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Please, and use code BO in the item shop whenever you purchase anything. And I will see you later. It has been exactly 461 days since Klombo was removed from Fortnite, and nothing has felt the same since. The game feels dry, unexpired, and dead. Without Klombo, what are you? What am I? Fortnite needs Klombo back, and if he doesn't return soon, I fear for the worst. This season would be a perfect return for Klombo. With the new jungle and raptors, Klombo fits the theme perfectly, and yet Fortnite does nothing, and only wants to ruin their game further by keeping Klombo away. And sadly, nothing more would happen with Klombo, and at the start of Chapter 4, Klombo was completely removed from the Fortnite files altogether, along with the Klomberries being replaced by Slapberries, and Klombo has been gone ever since. After looking into Klombo and how he worked when he was in-game, it's honestly quite surprising that he ever even died. According to the Fortnite wiki, Klombo had a total of 2,000 health and would regenerate 1,000 health every second, essentially making him invincible. On top of that, anytime you would shoot or hit Klombo, it would only do 1 point of damage, meaning that if you actually wanted to kill Klombo, you would need thousands of players constantly attacking him to counteract his health regen. While Klombo is technically invincible, Klombo is actually able to be killed, but not without hacking the game first. An exploiter showed that it was possible to kill Klombo. If you used a gun that did more damage than Klombo's health, you would actually be able to kill him. But when Klombo dies, he would simply disappear after a couple seconds, due to him never having a death animation at the time. Turns out, there is actually someone who may know more about Klombos than even I do. In Chapter 3 Season 3, the character Haven was added as an NPC. She had several lines of dialogue implying that she was an expert in everything Klombo. Her character description you could see after talking to her is the following. This is not the island Haven remembers. The natural world feels out of sync. None of the plants or animals look the same. And why have the Klombos left? And when talking to Haven while playing as her, she has special dialogue where she states that the Klombos were removed by the same flash of light that brought them there. This seems to confirm how the Klombos got here, and also how they left. But the Klombos were already on the island when we got here, as shown by the hibernating Klombos already being on the island the first day of the season. So what was this so-called flash of light that she mentions? My theory is that when the 0 point imploded, it also created the Klombos, along with the island, and the Klombos would still be living on the island when we get there, and fucked everything up. Fucking shit! And now we come to the question. When will Klombo come back? Well, based on the fact that Klombo has been totally removed from the files, and Klomberries have been replaced by Slapberries, I doubt that Klombo will ever be added back to Fortnite. So, unless Klombo is added back to the files, you can give up any and all hope of Klombo returning anytime soon. Until we see anything more related to Klombo appear, it's safe to say that he's gone for good. Really sad to see Fortnite remove such a great character that was loved by the community and had so much potential. Klombo was only alive for 2 months, yet they continued to tease his return for almost 5 months. But of course, I'm not a game dev, nor do I work at Epic Games. So maybe there was some sort of technical problem with Klombo that was simply too difficult to fix, so they just removed him from the game after many attempts of trying to keep him in the game. So that's that. Klombo is gone and will likely never come back, whether it be due to game dev issues or other. I've pretty much given up all hope of him returning, and I suggest you do too. Then he's just like, he acts like a child himself. He is as old as his audience, because whenever, God, it's just, like the way he like whines and complains. He threatens to ban people like from his customs with V-Bucks, shit like that, and it's so weird. There's so many clips of him like just whining like a little baby. It's so sad, and it just, I don't understand.
Bro, I'm so annoyed by this guy. Dude, if you don't come forward right now, I'm just gonna back out and ban you. You're not joining customs. You're never getting V-Bucks. You're not gonna join the next trivia customs. Final call. Let me kill you or you're banned and you're not coming back. Thank you.
So he was like, hey bro, you better get over here or I'm gonna fucking ban you. I don't think the guy was even trying to do anything, but he told him to kill himself, otherwise he was gonna ban him, and that's just, oh my god.
Wait, you're the king? I'm the king! No, guys, wait for you in what army? You in what army? But bro, you gotta do that emote way quicker, okay? You gotta do that emote like quicker. Let's not have any awkward silence. Back in, back in. We still got time, guys. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, quick. Mods, can you please ban that guy? Ban him in Discord, ban him in custom.
And even when he does finally get the clips, like he gets the whole skit done, it's so weird. It's like, it's hard to watch because he's so over the top. It's obvious. I mean, it's for kids, you know, it's whatever, but God, it's just hard. It's hard to watch and not think like, God damn, this is a grown-ass man doing this shit. Like, you can think that way about most people, but the shit that he does, it's something else.
Padme, follow me. I'll escort you this way. Right this way. Come here. Oh, what are all those stormtroopers doing here? Wait. Padme, get down! Right this way, Padme. Right this way. Come on. Right this way. Go, 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 go. I'm right behind you. Keep going. Anakin! What are you doing? It's over, Anakin! I've cranked 90s! You're done! What is that? Is that Darth Vader? Oh, crap! Oh, crap! They betrayed!
Now I understand that corralling all these 5-year-olds, it can be difficult, you know, just getting people to cooperate is hard. But he loses his patience so quickly that I just don't understand why he continues to do it. Because if, like, he just doesn't let them, like, there's no room for error. Like, obviously, like, in a perfect world, everything would be done first try, but that's not how it happens. But that's what he expects, and he gets so angry. Like when it's the most minor mistakes, like someone, like there's this clip, this guy, he's like a Jedi and he accidentally kills another Jedi instead of the Sith, and Nick just gets so angry and starts so whiny, and he ends up backing out to try to do it again because, like, I know it's hard because you're on a time limit too, you got the storm, but God, I don't understand.
Guys, do your attack and kill them. Okay, what was that, bro? Why are you killing your own kind? Okay, anyway, this is just not gonna work, bro. Anyway, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna jump down. You know what? Let's just requeue.
It actually makes me so pissed because it reminds me of me. Like, did anyone ever like play games with their friends in elementary school where, like, I don't know, just some sort of ball game or something, and like someone would start breaking the rules and you'd be like, stop, don't do that, we're trying to have fun. That's what it sounds like. He reminds me of me in like kindergarten when I would get pissed at my friends that they're ruining the game. Oh my god.
Go step forward right now. I'm just gonna ban you afterwards, okay? You think you might get away, but I'm gonna go in repo and I'm gonna slow that down and you're banned. So come forward. Okay, did you guys both throw them? Okay, you guys, thank you for being honest. You guys can go back. I won't ban you. Don't do that again, though, please, okay? If anyone does it again, I will. Thank you. Thank you.
It's also just so funny to watch how quickly he's willing to ban people. Like, oh my god. Like, if you do one thing wrong and he's angry enough, he's gonna be like, alright, nope, you're banned. You're done. Like, you're not coming back. Like, banned forever. No V-Bucks. No customs. You get no V-Bucks, no balls, and... Oh my god, it's fucking... I don't know. It's just, I find it's weird. This is a grown man. Like, he's yoked. He's buff as shit. But he acts like this. This just, I don't know. I just wanted to make this video because I thought this was so funny and I needed to talk about it. I needed to get my thoughts out. And
You know you make me wanna kick my head up and throw my head back and come on now, come on now, come on now, come on now, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, a little bit softer now, 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 a little bit louder 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 now, kick my head up and throw my head back and come on now, come on now, come on now, come on now, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, a little bit softer now, 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 a little bit louder 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 now, kick my head up and
Alright, I admit it. I like TF2. I like TF2 a lot. You know what other game I like? Half-Life 2 for the Nintendo's Fortnite. Fortnite is my favorite game. I play both of these games a lot, and every time I play TF2 I will likely load into this little map called Harvest. It may not look like much, but this is one of the most famous maps in the whole game. Most maps in Team Fortress are pretty interesting with a good amount of detail put into them, and as I played, I often wondered what these maps would look like in other games, especially in Fortnite. So one night, I installed the Unreal editor for Fortnite and began my work on Harvest. I've always had a passion for creating things. It can be anything: drawing, videos, music, even Fortnite maps I can technically consider an art. In a way, video games are an art form, and I consider myself to be an artist. So having an opportunity to create something related to two of my favorite games was something that I was not going to pass up. I tried to be as close to the original game as I could, while also taking some artistic liberty and adding some things of my own. The most noticeable thing is the environment surrounding the playable area. Obviously, Harvest isn't exactly thriving and pretty and green in the original map, and I had two reasons for doing this. The first reason is that I just like the way the color of the grass blends with the dirt road and stone cliffs. The other reason is that UEFN doesn't have any sort of grass type similar to the one found in Harvest. Or maybe it does, but I didn't want to have to dig and find it. But the green looks good anyway, so I'm keeping it. Another thing you may notice is the center barn. Mainly the fact that it's missing a third of the roof. And the reason for that is I couldn't find a roof type that worked and didn't want to have to dig and find it. I know, it may be a little lazy, but instead I made the top of the roof under construction while still allowing entry from the roof. Also, the center barn is pretty boring in TF2, there's nothing really in it, so I thought I'd spice it up a bit. And now we come to the two main houses. Both are identical in design and layout, just like the original, only difference being their roofs and wood color. The one problem with the houses is that the windows are not nearly as big as they are in Team Fortress. So to combat the lack of exits on the top floor, I added another under construction area, allowing an opening that someone can take to get outside. All the health pack locations are identical to their placement in the original, with 3 in both houses and 1 in each small shed. The way the packs work is instead of consuming or using a healing item, you just need to stand near it and you will regenerate health. The game divides players into 2 teams of 8, and the only way to win is to capture the center point in the middle. If you'd like to play this map for yourself, the island code will be on screen now, and has probably been on the screen in some corner of the video. Here it is. Here's the code. Click on it. Copy the code. Please play my map. Keep in mind, I'm not the smartest person, especially when it comes to making sure everything works correctly. So depending if this gets any sort of traction or feedback, I'll update the map fixing anything that might be wrong with it. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. What are some of the rarest kill messages in Fortnite? Whether it be with weapons that are hard to obtain, situations that rarely happen, or weapons that are almost impossible to actually get a kill with. And as someone with around 2,300 hours in Fortnite, it got me wondering. First, I think we need to clarify what kind of death messages I am talking about, and what qualifies them as rare. A death message in the kill feed is the text between the player that got the kill and the player that got killed, describing the details of what happened to eliminate the player. What classifies the message as a rare one is one that you would almost never see in-game. Weapons that have unique kill messages but are used often won't be included, since even though they deviate from other lines, they still aren't technically rare. So death messages such as a player being shotgunned, checking out early, not standing their own stink, not sticking the landing, taking the L, being exploded, being bludgeoned, being sniped, or a player being eliminated by a great fall, rifle, pistol, sniper, minigun, trap, or vehicles will not be included. I also won't be talking about anything regarding creative or save the world because I f***ing hate creative and Another variable I suppose I could mention is the victory crown. When you are wearing a crown, your name in the kill feed will be golden and shiny. So technically, seeing any rare message including one or both players wearing a crown would make it even rarer. Whenever a player is eliminated by fall damage by another player, it is usually caused by another player destroying a structure with someone else on top of it, with fall damage beginning after passing 15 meters in height. So any player dying from 15 meters or less would be exceptionally uncommon, which would require the player to be at 1 health dying from the shortest height that can possibly inflict fall damage. Some areas in the map that have uneven terrain can interfere with how the game calculates distance, making it possible to die from a fall shorter than 15 meters. Dying from fall damage in zero build is more uncommon, but not impossible. However, another player eliminating someone with fall damage is a lot rarer than you may think. The only way someone could die to another player from fall damage is if they knocked down whatever building they were hiding in, but most buildings are not tall enough to kill someone were they to fall, and the few taller buildings are too thick in width to allow the building to be knocked down quickly. The person getting eliminated would have to be shot while jumping off a building and then dying to fall damage a second later, or being slide kicked off a very tall building. This next one isn't technically a death message, but it still appears in the kill feed, so I'm including it in this video. Toys such as bouncy balls and water balloons will put a little message in the chat based on how far your toy flew before hitting the ground. And honestly, seeing any sort of message relating to toys is pretty rare to see. Toys are a cosmetic that Eppin straight up forgot about, so they don't appear that often in battle passes, and most people won't even care about them anyway. But the variable that makes the message rare is how far the toy flew. Any sort of water balloon going more than 20 meters, or a bouncy ball bouncing more than 4 times is rarely seen and would require intentional setup before achieving. Moving on to the stupid items on the list, the rusty can and wad of coal are essentially the same item in that when you throw it, they will do 20 damage to a player upon hit. Wads of coal are limited items that only appear during winter events. But the rusty can is still in-game and can be found by fishing in any water that isn't a fishing hole and reeling it in. The main reason no one else would use this is because the cans do the same amount of damage as your pickaxe. So due to the low damage and the fact that no one would ever keep this in their inventory, it's safe to say that no one is getting canned in the future. Drowning in Fortnite is not something you'd ever see in a match, and some players might not even know it was possible to drown. The only way to die by water is if you intentionally box yourself in to keep your head underwater until you black out. And I'm not even entirely sure you can drown in zero builds. Unless there's some strange spot in the map where you can make yourself go under, it's pretty much impossible to drown if you can't build. So there you have it. The rarest kill message in modern day Fortnite is sleeping with the slurp fishes. But I find that answer boring. We found the hardest message to find today, but what about ever? I saved the very best for last, and this weapon may also be the rarest weapon ever. For the entirety of Chapter 2, whenever you would cast your rod into the water, there was a small, and I mean small, chance you would catch something special. If you were lucky, you could catch the mythic goldfish, the rarest weapon to ever exist in Fortnite, which had a 1 in 1 million chance of dropping when reeling in a catch. The mythic goldfish was a golden statue of a flopper that you could throw to do 200 damage from any range and instantly destroy walls. The goldfish was so rare that you would be awarded an achievement for getting a kill and being killed by the mythic goldfish. Safe to say that this item would have a very low chance to ever appear in the kill feed, and this item is not even in the loot pool anymore. When Chapter 3 launched, the mythic goldfish was quietly removed from the spawn pool for the items. But it took several days for everyone to realize it was gone due to how difficult it was to find normally. And there you have it, the rarest kill message in all of Fortnite, being smote by the mythic goldfish. And while it is now impossible to ever see this in game, the odds of it ever appearing in the kill feed while it was in the game were improbably low. But, technically, the rarest death message in current Fortnite is sleeping with the slurp fishes. One of the first maps to be included at launch, one that people would think of when you mention TF2. I'm talking about 2 Fort. Like Harvest, I tried my best to be as close to the original as possible, while also adding my own creative flair on things. Instead of the 2 teams being red and blue, I changed the companies to a slurp factory and a slap juice orchard. Both teams' interiors are the exact same on the inside, being mirror images of each other. Both teams' intelligence are obviously located in the intelligence rooms. Instead of making the intelligence an actual briefcase, I simply made it a flag, since Fortnite already has a capture the flag system in creative that works perfectly fine. The goal is to take the other team's flag and bring it back to your flag. Health pack spawns are also located in the exact same spot as they are in TF2, and to regain health you just simply need to stand near it and you will restore 100 health. Each team's spawns also includes a supply locker where you can instantly refill your health and shields. The water pit in the center in TF2 is normally impossible to get out of, with the only way to get out is taking the sewers. To combat this, I added bouncy lily pads that you can use to get back up, as well as cross the gap faster. I also wanted to change the atmosphere from the one in the game, making it look more dark, dirty, and poorly taken care of, putting puddles and patches of dirt on the ground and walls. UEFN allows you to import highly detailed models that look a lot more lifelike. I love the way the Lumen lighting works in tandem with the amount of detail you can add into the map. The only downside to this is the memory download required to play creative maps that use these features. Like my Harvest map, I also added each class from TF2 as a class in Fortnite. If you want a more detailed explanation on how the classes work, you can watch my video on Harvest, as I go a lot more in depth in that video. But the TLDR of it is that each class is equipped with similar items to their stock loadouts in TF2. If you'd like to play the map code will be on screen and has likely been on screen for the entire video in some random ass corner. If there are any glitches or bugs with the map, feel free to report them in the comments. Fortnite devices can either be very easy to use or just impossible to understand. The title of this video may confuse you at first, but just hear me out for a second. This may seem like needless complaining, but I believe that this is a change long overdue for a game as large as Fortnite. The Fortnite audio settings, as they stand, are downright awful. There are so many sliders for types of audio that you would rarely, if ever, need to adjust. There are 2 unique sliders for cinematics and dialogue, when we have not had a live event in 8 months. Dialogue I can excuse for people who want to do the story challenges for XP, but don't actually care about the story. Except normally, the voice lines for the quests are only activated when you purposely interact with something. If you don't want dialogue, just ignore the challenges. I can excuse music and picture-in-picture sliders since they are genuinely useful, but sound effects, this is the main problem right here. The name for it isn't technically correct. Instead of simply sound effects, it should instead say every other sound in the game. If you, for example, wanted to make it so footsteps are louder to you, you would have to increase the main volume or the sound effects. But it won't just make player footsteps louder, it makes everything louder. Gunshots, explosions, random ambient sounds from broken buildings, and birds chirping. It all becomes louder when you only want one effect louder. Then there's the main audio. You'd think that a slider labeled main would actually affect the main audio of the game. It does not. Not in the way you think it does. The main audio controls the loudness of all the other sliders as an extra multiplier. Here's what I think could be changed about the main and sound effects sliders. Simply adding a master volume slider to act as the new main volume slider and have the main volume now affect essential audio aspects of Fortnite. What I mean is, instead of every sound being lumped together at the same volume, basic combat and movement sounds would be separate from other sounds like interacting with the UI. Separating the sounds you want to hear, like gunshots and footsteps, from the sounds you don't want to hear, like the sound that plays when you swap items in your inventory, or certain ping sounds. In all honesty, until recently, I never had any problems with any of it. But when they added combat caches and high card to the map, it suddenly took a huge nosedive. Every game, you're guaranteed to hear the ping sound at least 3 times. One for when your cache spawns, one for when high card spawns, and one for when the loot island spawns. But here's the problem. It doesn't matter where you are on the map. It will notify you regardless of where you are. Now if I were close to it, sure, I might rush to claim my cache, but when I'm almost a kilometer away, do you really think I care about my dumbass cache? The timer on the caches runs down hella quick, so if you wanted loot that would make it worthwhile, you would have to be almost right next to it when it spawns. High card has the exact same issue. If I am on the other side of the island and high card spawns in nowhere close to where I am, do you really think I care? Sure, the people near him would benefit from hearing this annoying ass sound, but I am miles away. I do not need to hear this. I know all this complaining may seem a bit bitchy, but do you really need another sound effect and icon to show that something happened? No one really needs that, since everyone will be close enough to hear the massive f***ing explosion it makes when it spawns in. When the island begins to spawn in, and when it finally does spawn in, it will make these loud-ass booms like they're breaking the sound barrier. And this doesn't have anything to do with the sound effects or anything, but this island is just awful. If you choose to go here, you are either ignorant to the mistake you are making, or are stupid enough to think that you will survive going up there. Since everyone knows when and where the island spawns, half of the remaining players will be rushing to get their hands on whatever gay-ass mythic spawns here. And don't get me started on when you're in a squad. Having your teammates constantly pinging loot and heals can be useful, sure, but when you have friends as dumb as mine, it's just... Enough complaining. How can we fix this? Like I mentioned before, dividing the sliders even more to allow more customizability, separating UI and ping sounds from other game sounds, with the option to lower or raise things like ambient audio or player noise. Or, there could be a setting where you customize which pings you want to see at all, and which ones you don't want to see. Now I know this may be asking for a lot, and I know realistically Epic is not going to go this far out since this is a pretty big change to one of the core settings of Fortnite. But what I think they can realistically do is ensure that loot caches always spawn relatively close to you, and reduce the maximum range you can be from high card to receive the marker, and maybe remove the pings for the loot island entirely. With the locked boxes, all that needs to be changed is how many times a set of boxes can ping you. Make it so you only get one ping per locked box you stand near. That way, all the boxes that spawn can ping you when you get close, but are only allowed to notify you once, and never again when you return to that area. I know this video was mostly negative and filled with complaining, but I really do believe that a game as big as Fortnite would have better optimization when it comes to audio. If you agree or disagree with any of my points, I'd love to hear what you think. Am I just talking out my ass? Maybe. Is there some feature that can fix all these issues that I didn't know about? Probably.
Can we all just agree that Badwater is the best map in TF2? It's a pretty common sentiment that most players have. This is the map I have the most hours on by far, just because of how fun it is, and it feels like a new game every single match. There's always something interesting going on. After recreating 2 Fort, I realized just how bad it is from a design point, so I wanted to work on a map that actually has a good layout. The main reason I didn't start with Badwater is because of the sheer size of it compared to the fenced-in nature of Harvest and the recognizable look of 2 Fort. But one lonely summer night, I finally decided to get up and make Badwater, and it was easily the most fun I've had creating a map. Starting with the terrain, I immediately ran into issues. UEFN doesn't have very many terrain samples to choose from, so I had to find a desert landscape texture myself by looking through the files. And it worked fine, until I started to make the tunnel and blue spawn near the first point. You're able to paint holes in the terrain which you can then walk through while still having terrain above you. But since I didn't use the normal way of importing a landscape, it didn't want to work. I'm not going to pretend like I know what any of this means, and I very well could be wrong, but this is my game theory on what happened. Every landscape material is made with a slope mask, which is what allows the holes to be painted within the terrain. But since I didn't choose a fully functional desert texture, it did not come with a slope mask, which made me unable to paint any holes within the terrain. So, I turned to YouTube tutorials, and after learning what I had to do, I just began to cry. I would have to create my own material using textures from Fortnite and putting them all together to create a functional desert biome. But there was still one issue with the slope mask, which for some reason you are unable to get inside of the Fortnite editor. The way you get it is to open up the actual Unreal Engine editor, create it inside there, then copy it back into Fortnite. But finally, after a lot of frustration and 3 days of work, I finished the desert material and could finally put holes within the sides of cliffs. And things were mostly smooth sailing for a bit. I had created the 3 points and was more than halfway done, until I decided that I wanted to get the actual train models from TF2 and just plop them right in there. There's literally no train model in Fortnite or on the Fab store, so I settled with using the actual models and asked a friend of mine to snag them from the game files and send them to me. But of course, the problems don't end there. For some reason, after importing the models and textures, Fortnite decides it wants to cause a problem for no reason and changes certain aspects of the textures which cause errors within the editor. But after setting everything back to what it should have been, we were back on track. I had finished the final point as well as both red spawn bases. Now it was time once again to add every class from TF2 into Fortnite. With the release of the new season, I was super excited for all the new weapons that fit perfectly with the mercs from TF2. The sticky launcher for demo, the business turret for engineer, and the EMP for spy. But they were not in creative, and it would remain that way for 2 weeks after starting this project. But after the first update, the sticky launcher and shieldbreaker EMP were finally added, but there was still the problem of the turrets. Funny enough, you are actually able to get the turrets within creative, but it is only through opening chests, and they function perfectly fine within creative. but they did not want to cooperate with the class designers and refused to be part of the loot pool. And to this day, the turrets are nowhere to be found within Creative, which, unfortunately, means that the engineer is without his turret and Spy is unable to disable any devices with the EMP. But I promise that as soon as the turrets are added, I will update the map as fast as I can and add them in. I also improved the weapons and functionality of all the classes. Most notably, Soldier now has a rocket ram instead of impulses, Pyro has an explosive goo gun, Medic is equipped with a Cupid's crossbow, and Sniper now has a thermal fish to help him with finding players and stink bombs to act as his Jiraiis. I was considering adding subclasses like Trolldier, Demo Knight, or Fat Scout, but felt that they would not be a good fit and would only clutter up the selection screen. I especially wanted to add Trolldier, but ultimately scrapped the idea. But for anyone who is willing to work for their reward, I've left some secrets around the map. Let's see if you can find them. And now the part I'm sure you've all been waiting for. Did I actually add the payload system into the game as well? Short answer, no. Now this was a compromise that was not made easily, but when I realized I could not have the game mode be accurate to TF2, I settled and turned it into an attack/defend map. One team will have to capture all the control points that are located at the same spots the checkpoints are. Blue will have to capture all 4 points in order to win. The second point will not be enabled until the first point has been captured. And while it's not what I wanted, the control points work as a perfectly fine substitute. And that's about everything. The map code will be on screen and has probably been on screen for the entire video in some random corner. If you encounter any glitches or have any critiques, you can leave them in the comments and I will most certainly give them a read. If you want to see more TF2 in Fortnite, you can watch my videos recreating Rarest and 2 for it. Yes, Fortnite copied Apex. Yes, Apex copied Fortnite. I don't want any losers commenting stupid comments because they wanted to argue for no reason. Okay, so, I like Apex. I like Fortnite. They're both great games, and I have fun playing them, but there are some features that one game has that the other does not. And since it's been addressed that both games have taken features from each other, why not make the most of it? Let's start right away with the feature I want added the most. Animations. Not to say that Fortnite doesn't have animations or that they're bad, but compared to Apex, they don't even come close. Apex Legends has all these cool animations for just about everything. One of my favorites is the revive animation. There's just so much personality and life to these animations compared to Fortnite where you just hold your hand out. Oh, and the self-revive? Ooh. Oh, that's good, yeah. There's a little animation for just about everything, after healing, boosting a weapon, or reloading. Fortnite has plenty of brand new animations for new items, but the ones that were already in-game have remained the same for years. Since Fortnite is not in first person, there won't be as much focus on the reload animations. But my idea is something I can't believe Fortnite hasn't already added yet. I would be so happy, this would be so cool, if they added custom revive animations and skydive emotes. On the topic of game modes, it's a pretty well-known fact that Apex game modes kinda suck dick. You have Battle Royale, some other LTM that rotates every 5 minutes, and that's it. The modes that rotate in and out only consist of 3 modes, to my knowledge. There's Domination, Gun Game, and Squad Deathmatch. There used to be an Arenas mode where you would fight another squad, but Apex decided Arenas needed to blow up, so they removed it. Now, I'm not saying that one game is better than the other just because they have these features. I'm simply saying that both of these games could improve rapidly if they included some of these. For example, Apex's pinging system is so good. You can ping just about anywhere, about anything. Think you heard something? Ping. You see an enemy? Ping. An enemy's reviving? Ping. You can just mark everything in the world. And Apex allows all of this with the press of one button, which pulls up a marker wheel similar to Fortnite's emote wheel. The only downside to this is that there is no way Fortnite could record voice lines for every one of the bojillion skins that there are. Now Fortnite does have its own pinging system that works perfectly fine. Just the ability to say more without ever talking would be... I believe all that Apex would have to do to improve their map is just add more color, add more flair, more detail. I want to look at it. I want to look at stuff, you know? It's a map, that's what it's for. Those were some changes from Apex and Fortnite I think would benefit both of them if they were to borrow ideas from each other. Keep in mind, these were simply my opinions, and if you disagree, you can fuck off. So guys, we did it! After 4 long years of begging, we are finally getting the old Fortnite map, guys. We flipping won, okay? We hit the hammer to the freaking nail, dude. Our hard work has finally paid off, and this is our reward. It'll be just like old times. Just like old times. This is what a lot of people in the Fortnite community have been saying recently, due to leaks of teases of the old map. And this has been a video I've wanted to make for a while, and with the hype around old Fortnite returning, I decided to finally get up and get back on that grind! We're back! I've witnessed people complain about Fortnite for over 6 years now. 6 years of people hating the old map and wanting a new one, or wanting the old map back after they had time to play on the new one. Listen guys, Fortnite evolved and changed for a reason. It is objectively better now than it was 6 years ago. It's not like the old map was ever bad, but compared to the current one, it would not be very suitable for most players. The Chapter 1 map had like no cover anywhere, but this was okay because you never needed natural cover. You could just build some. But oh, wait, people don't even want to use building anymore, the game mechanic that differentiated it from other games in the first place. Without building, Fortnite becomes a pretty shitty battle royale game with clunky movement. Again, I'm not trying to bash Fortnite in any way, but only being able to use the classic movement abilities with no cover would be terrible. These features were added for a reason, to accommodate for those who didn't want to use the building system. The addition of all the tactical movement abilities are what made Zero Build work, and made traveling easier. The Chapter 3 and 4 maps were constructed with natural protection in mind, and they also added items like cow catchers as well as re-enabling the shield bubble. Not to mention the free 50 shield they give to you in order to soak up more damage. These features were what made Zero Build work. They accommodated for mountain areas with the addition of zip lines and ascenders, as well as adding naturally generating ways to get up to higher ground, like wind tunnels or bouncy mushrooms. The Chapter 1 map has so many high hills and mountains that lead directly into open valleys, that even if you were to add zip lines everywhere in order to help players get up easier, it would not be nearly enough. These hills can sandwich you in, and if you weren't able to build yourself out of there, you'd likely become dead meat instantly. The OG map had nothing to make gameplay fun for zero building players, at all. If you were to add cover in every single prairie and valley, that would take away from it actually being original, and if you choose to keep it as it was, you lose a large percentage of the player base. Fortnite can't just completely remove all of these new features and send us back to when things weren't as good, and regardless of if they keep everything the same or not, it will never feel the same way as it was back then. People are chasing the imaginary joy they felt back in the past. Through rose-tinted glasses, you view the world as much better than it is now. It's a pretty common argument that you've heard a lot of people say. We were all younger and didn't know a whole lot. Were Fortnite to revert completely back to the old days, you will never be able to taste that feeling again. It won't replicate the feeling of getting off work or school and squatting up with 3 of your best friends. And if you keep searching so desperately and keep going and going until you find it, you will inevitably end up disappointed, because it was never possible in the first place. You yourself had created this imagined reality where it was possible to be sent completely back in time, back to when things were better. Everyone has evolved as people and as players. Imagine you 4 to 6 years ago. Could you look me in the eyes and tell me that you were the exact same as you were back then, and it's simply the world that's changed? One of the things that contributed to that old Fortnite feeling was just how bad everyone was. We were all learning together. Winning felt even more special because it was always so difficult and scary to hold out for that long. And if this is a plan to attract people who haven't played since Chapter 1, I don't think it will go out the way people think it will. Imagine this, the old map is back, yes, but all the flaws that Fortnite has improved with over the years have returned. Large hills, no cover, and after splitting the community in half with Zero Build, people aren't going to want to play a game where everyone is so much better to the point where it isn't fun. Veteran players are not going to want to learn how to build due to how it has evolved. Veteran players will not want to play on a map where they can be caught out in the open with nothing to do, even if they try to fight back. Yes, Fortnite has changed, and in my opinion, it's changed for the better. But you have changed too. You're not that same kid anymore. Things are different. A video game won't replicate the feeling of happiness you felt looking back at that time. It's something I hear everyone always say, and it's something that I know can seem impossible. But in some cases, you really do just need to move on. If there's nothing you can truly do to ever make things as they once were, why worry about it? I think I went off the rails a bit and got a little too emotional while writing the script, but I'm gonna keep it in anyway. Even though it may be cringe and gay to say this in a Fortnite video, this is my medium for expressing myself and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Regardless of what happens, I will still have fun when we return. Sorry that this video was mostly negative, but I think I really needed to vent this out somewhere. And I'm hoping, with the update, that they finally revert the female skin models back to the old versions. When Chapter 2 launched, they changed the default skin models, which includes shrinking the size of the boobs and butts on all the female skins. They literally nerfed the asses on the skins. What? Why? Why? These lovely ladies deserve better. This is just another example of oppression that we see in society, and I won't stand for it. If they want to have bigger boobs, then goddammit, let them have what they want. I've already talked about the original map plenty in my last video, and honestly, pretty much every point I mentioned came true. Even with the zip lines, the tall mountains and hills, Zero Build is still terrible. Basically, if you have the high ground, 9 times out of 10, you'll win the fight easily. There's a lot of nitpicks I can mention, like how they removed the little archway thing near Paradise Palms, but in all honesty, does that really matter? And I can already hear you asking, but Bo, why don't you like the old map? Because the old map killed my grandma, alright? Now leave me alone. There's talk that the next few seasons won't include the main points of interest for the seasons. Places like Polar Peak and the volcano? Nope. Like, what? The snow biome appears to get cut down by 2/3, and the jungle biome straight up never appears. And if there's no volcano, that means no Mega Mall or Neo Tilted. Okay, so great Fortnite, you removed like half of the interesting POIs that were even on this fucking map. Thank you. Season 6 was also the update that brought us the most intentional feature Fortnite has ever seen. And no, they did not add the physics back either. For any skin, I checked. Trust me. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just playing video games and talking about the parts that really piss me off. I'm not some weirdo who chooses to not have fun because he's weird. That's not me! This is not my fault! All of the healing items around the environment, like barrels of slurp or hiding spots that teleport you, have been totally canned. Now a lot of Fortnite's gameplay is just... Now I know that Fortnite's gameplay has always been... But this made it a little bit worse, okay? The Fortnite community seems to know their game better than Epic does, which leads to a lot of anger when a lot of mistakes are made. And yeah, I'm part of the problem. I don't care. You think I care? No, I don't. You don't deserve criticism! You messed up, and you had to pay for it! There's better games on the Google Play Store! This game's so fucking fucked up, man. It's crazy. You know what, Epic? I'm done. You can ruin your game as much as you want. I don't care. Pull the plug. I'll kill you. 44 million people aren't going to be playing the game all the time. And once the season was over, Fortnite put itself in the spotlight once again, revealing the Big Bang. Bazinga! Advertised to be the biggest event they've ever done. 11 million gamers would log on to watch the Big Bang live, which caused almost half the player base to be stuck in hour-long queues. You know, you'd think Epic would have some of the best servers around, but this is where all their server racks are located, and right now their engineers are in a bit of a pickle, so let's all just be a little bit nicer online while they work. Anyways, in my opinion, the Big Bang event sucked total ass, but a lot of people seem to love it for reasons I will never understand. We passed through a freaking awesome Legoland as well as a racing world, where we sat on top of cars from that one game that Epic ruined because it was funny. And lastly, the part that everyone was excited about. We're dropped into the infamous Astro World and listened to the man himself sing that one Drake song where they look like Roblox characters. And we play a short section of Eminem's song, Osu Style, with some of the worst fucking keybinds I have ever seen for a rhythm game. Oh my god! And then Eminem crashes his own concert and starts having a fit over the fact that the OG map was being removed, while singing his debut album about the titular character, Godzilla. Then the event ended and then Chapter 5 came out. Woo! Yay! Yeah! With every new Fortnite chapter, a lot was added, and a lot of attention was put on it. And there were a lot of little queers on Twitter saying that Fortnite would die the second they removed the OG map. But as it turned out, it was not like that at all. All the new changes kept a lot, if not most of the players that returned for Fortnite OG. A simple map with simple mechanics, like how old Fortnite used to be. The days would pass and everyone was enjoying Peter Griffin in Fortnite. I wrote Pempter Griffin in the skit. Why didn't I change that? And soon, Lego Fortnite came out. Yes, it sounds stupid and looks stupid and honestly is stupid, but it is genuinely a lot of fun. Let's see how many people are playing this right now. So yeah, Lego Fortnite was seen unanimously as a really fun mode. Yeah, I'm feeling like an Asian noob. Despite it being a brand deal crossover with Lego, this was pretty much another huge success for Fortnite, and there were still 2 other big game modes that weren't even out yet. It seems like things are only going to be getting better. Hooray! We're making this change to align with Epic's overall approach to game cosmetics and item shop policies, where items aren't tradable, transferable, or sellable. This opens up future plans for some Rocket League vehicles to come to other Epic games over time, supporting cross-ownership. And honestly, that last line at the end is just the douchiest thing I have ever read. Epic's not so subtle nudge to spend money on other Epic games. But we all know they meant Fortnite. They were talking about Fortnite. So since Epic has done nothing but beating the shit out of Rocket League for the past 4 years, when Fortnite's Rocket Racing released, it all seemed to come together. If Epic kept killing and destroying a once very popular game, then that would make players want to play Fortnite with their cars. Except the movement in Rocket Racing is not even comparable to Rocket League's, like not even close. But since Rocket League sucks now, they thought more people will buy their fucking $40 car skins. Fortnite Festival. And this one, honestly, is quite the strange case. There weren't any real problems except for FPS players being fucking terrible at rhythm games. It never had 2 million players playing at the same time, but it also never did anything terrible to exist. It was just kinda there. Honestly, it's probably my favorite out of the 3, because I can feel superior to all the pros who can't press button to music. And not all these songs are very family friendly. Curse words would be censored, but some references to sex could not be removed. Which is what put this funny little tag on the game mode. And it's not entirely clear what caused them to do this, but eventually the official Fortnite Festival account came out and tweeted this. Can't believe we need to post this, but there's no sex in Fortnite Festival. Our PEGI ratings descriptors refers to sexual references in lyrical content. I like how they put the word sex in quotation marks too, that's great. And when I saw this, I was shocked that an official account would be so bold and outright say the word sex. Normally, most business accounts try their best to be funny online while also promoting a product, and it rarely, if ever, works the way they want it to. So when I saw the funny sex word in an official Fortnite account tweet, it's understandable that I would be a little surprised. Fortnite had released a new Battle Royale chapter and 3 different, very unique modes to play. Some were good.
The guy in here, man. And the guy in here. The Bible. This is the Bible.
Some were not. But only one of them allows you to play the funny guitar part in Buddy Holly. But the winning doesn't stop there. The jury agreed with Epic Games on every question it was asked to consider. They decided that Google has a monopoly power in the Android app distribution markets and in-app store billing services, and that Google did anti-competitive things in those markets, and that Epic was injured by that behavior. They also decided that Google has an illegal tie between its Google Play App Store and its Google Paying service. And Google had tried to fire back, saying that they were still competing against the Apple App Store, therefore not technically making them a monopoly. But the judge and jury didn't give 2 shits and quickly shut them down. This win for Epic might have huge consequences for any game provider, possibly forcing them to get rid of their ridiculous 30% cut on all profits earned by simply allowing the game to be purchased from their site. So yeah, Epic has been on a pretty good victory streak. And I think it's safe to say that a new era of gaming has begun. Every game will now be playable exclusively on Fortnite. Fortnite will own your house, car, kids, wife, and you. Because Fortnite is on top of the world. I wouldn't be shocked if soon people started praying to Epic Games as their new god. But yeah, that's about it. Just another day, another victory for the OG, taking down the sweats. The imposters among